Giannis is a coward. Giannis is a coward. Let's just call it spade to spade. We wouldn't even be having these conversations. We wouldn't be having these back and forths, wondering, hey, you know what? Shams reporting this. And then all of a sudden, Chris Haynes reporting this. And then Doc Rivers coming to the podium and he's saying this, that, no, Giannis, we have never had this conversation. And then Kyle Kuzma reporting that we didn't have a meeting after this report. All this because Giannis is a coward.
Kendrick Perkins went on national television and blew the whole thing wide open when he straight up called Giannis Antetokounmpo a coward right there on Road Trippin', live, no filter, no warning, in front of Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye, and thousands of people watching in real time. No clips, no edits, no spin, just raw chaos dropped in the middle of the conversation. What happened next spiraled fast and ugly. This wasn't just another hot take. It turned into one of the most heated clashes between two former NBA champions we've seen all year. Jefferson snapped back with force, and suddenly the debate cracked open something way bigger than Giannis or the Bucks, exposing a nasty double standard that's been quietly wrecking player reputations for years while teams slide by untouched.
Respectful manner.
And I say that respectfully.
No, wait,
hold on. No, be quiet, man.
You finish your statement.
And I say that respectfully because he don't want to be there. He don't want to be there. And it's okay. So like, instead of him just coming out and saying, trade me. I don't want to hear it was reported a request from Brian Windhorst that Giannis went to the front. No, publicly come out and say trade me and stand on it. Not him, I'm saying. Once they come out, they ask you the question, say yes. My time is up, because I'm tired of it, bro.
And here's where it gets even messier. This all started because Perkins was fed up with the endless Giannis trade noise flooding the basketball world every single week. One report has Shams saying one thing, the next has Chris Haynes saying something totally different, and nobody knows what's real anymore. Then Doc Rivers steps up to the podium and flat out denies everything. After that, Kyle Kuzma jumps in saying, I don't even remember a team meeting, and the story gets even shakier. Perkins decided enough was enough, aimed it all at Giannis, stared into the camera, and dropped the line that set everything on fire. Giannis is a coward. No pause, no hesitation, just boom, right in the middle of the show. And then came the wildest part, when Perkins tried to soften it by saying, I say that respectfully, which left everyone wondering how calling someone a coward can ever be respectful. Richard Jefferson didn't slow down at all. He leaned in harder and his words hit like bricks. He made it clear nobody cares what you're tired of, not the fans, not the media, and definitely not Giannis Antetokounmpo. Jefferson flat out said Giannis doesn't owe anyone an explanation. Not you, not me, not anybody, and honestly, he shouldn't, respectfully. You could feel the tension through the screen. The room got stiff. Voices sharpened and the energy completely shifted. Kendrick Perkins tried to push back by saying Giannis is usually outspoken, vocal about league issues, contracts, and basketball politics. So why stay quiet now when this is the one topic everyone wants answers on? Jefferson already had that locked and loaded. He fired back, saying Giannis doesn't have to show his hand to anyone because he owes nothing to the public. That's when Jefferson flipped the whole debate and dragged team behavior into the spotlight, and that's where things got real fast. He brought up Blake Griffin, and suddenly the conversation hit different. The Los Angeles Clippers told Blake he was their guy, treated him like a franchise legend, had Steve Ballmer shaking his hand and promising his jersey would hang in the rafters. Blake bought in, committed fully, trusted the vision.
Everybody's...
Who are you, me, her, Channing, to tell Giannis how to handle the exit from the team that he won an MVP and a championship and a finals MVP? Who are we to tell him how to handle this? They have a team, they have an exhaustion. You're talking about, I'm tired of this. No one gives a f. Giannis doesn't give a f what you're tired about, nor should he. Respectfully.
But why should we give a f about him every day?
Because we're covering basketball.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. So we're covering the game. My point is this: if we don't like the way he's handled it, we can respect Giannis and say, you have done enough for this league. You've done enough for Milwaukee Bucks. They need to figure out things internally. So we want him to come out and say it so we can talk about where he wants to go.
No. I want you to stop hiding your hand.
He doesn't have to hide his hand. He doesn't have to fucking show you, me, or anybody else their hand. He doesn't have to show.
What you mean, bro?
Like what I mean is, what are you seeing? What are you seeing? What are you seeing?
Because Giannis is.
He doesn't have to show us.
He's vocal about everything else. He's loud about everything else. He's loud. Hold on.
He doesn't owe you, me, or anybody else a thing.
Is he not loud about everything else?
He doesn't owe you a thing.
Is he not loud about everything else?
He doesn't owe you or me a thing.
I'm just saying, and no one should be mad.
3 months later, boom, traded with no warning. No heads up, no explanation, just business. Jefferson threw that example straight at Perkins and asked how teams get away with that while players get labeled disloyal for protecting themselves. And now suddenly Giannis is expected to show his hand while teams never do, ever. The Luka Doncic and Dallas Mavericks situation came up too, because front offices operate in silence, make moves behind closed doors, and tell players one thing while planning another. Nobody calls teams cowards for it. Nobody demands public declarations from executives. But when a player stays quiet, suddenly it's a problem. Jefferson nailed it when he said every time a player makes a move, it's personal, and every time a team does it, it's just business. For Giannis Antetokounmpo, this isn't emotion, it's business, plain and simple. He's moving the exact same way teams have moved forever, quietly, carefully, and on his own terms. And what's happening in Milwaukee right now goes way beyond a loud podcast moment. The Milwaukee Bucks are in real trouble. Sitting at 11-15, stuck around 10th in the East, this is nowhere near where a championship-built roster expected to be. At one point, they dropped 8 of 10 games, and the vibes completely collapsed. Moves that were supposed to help haven't clicked the way anyone hoped. The supporting cast looks out of sync, shots aren't falling, and the floor spacing feels off night after night. Meanwhile, Giannis has been carrying the entire franchise on his back, nearly 29 points, 10 boards, and 6 assists a game, doing everything and then some.
It was like, oh, we had a conversation.
Every year it's Trae Young. Every year it was Miles Turner. Every year, all these players, everybody's up. Why are we now putting on heat on Giannis?
No, but what I'm saying is this, RJ. It was, Giannis, like, the GM come out. We had a great meeting. Giannis like, what meeting? Right? He's like, what meeting? And it's like,
yo, so what? And how many fucking teams snake players? Look at Luka crying.
I'm not saying
so why,
that, bro.
Why Giannis got to show his hand when Dallas didn't show their hand?
Oh my God!
Exactly. You just only hear one to be
asking one out.
I understand that, but I'm saying Dallas didn't show his hand, so why a player got to show his hand? If a team's not going to show their hand, dog shit anyway. What distraction? He's the only good thing about the team.
Now add the calf strain to the mix. Doctors have Giannis sidelined for 2 to 4 weeks, and while he's stuck watching in street clothes, the noise gets louder by the day. That's when Brian Windhorst dropped a bomb on ESPN Cleveland saying flat out, guys, he has to be traded already. According to that report, Giannis told Milwaukee he wanted to be a Knick. The front office reached out to the New York Knicks, talks happened, but New York made Jalen Brunson untouchable, and the whole thing died before it even breathed. That's why Giannis agreed to ride out the season and give Milwaukee one more real shot. But nobody around the league is blind. Multiple executives are already saying they don't expect him to be a Buck next year. The only question is timing, February deadline, or off-season. And here's what people miss. Giannis is playing this smart because he's watched what happens when stars speak too loudly. LeBron James left Cleveland and became public enemy number 1. Kevin Durant joined Golden State and got stamped with labels that followed him for years. Kobe Bryant demanded a trade in 2007 and got crushed before anything even changed. Giannis sees all of that. He knows the second he steps up and says, "Trade me," half the fan base flips instantly. Cheers turn to boos, loyalty disappears overnight, and everything he built gets questioned in one press conference. That's why he's quiet, calculated, and playing chess while everyone else yells checkers.
To be honest, I can give 2 shits, bro, about the Milwaukee Bucks.
That's what I'm saying.
It's reports.
But we can't speak out on Giannis like this is what he's supposed to do with the bullshit.
No, bro. No. This is my thing. It can't be reports come out, this is what it is, this is how it's going, Giannis won out, and Giannis comes and like, oh, nah.
Okay,
that ain't
that's
me.
fair. Because how many teams say we're not trading him? We're not trading Blake Griffin shakes Steve Ballmer's hand. We're going to put your jersey up there. 3 months later, he's traded.
We're not about to put Blake Griffin and Giannis in the same conversation.
My point is this. But my point is this: a team can do whatever they want with a player. They can trade him in the dark. They can tell him he's going to put his jersey up there. They can say all these things to a player. And now you sitting up here saying he's got to show his hand. Teams don't do it. Time and time and time again. And now we're going to sit here and make Giannis the villain because every time a player makes a decision, it's personal. Every time a team does it, it's business. For Giannis, this is business. Y'all figure it out. Y'all know what I want. I want out of here. I'm not going to do it publicly because I don't want to deal with it.
That's exactly why Giannis Antetokounmpo is moving like the smartest players always do, quietly, privately, and with zero mess. He's keeping everything behind closed doors, talking directly with ownership and the front office, letting his agent handle the noise, and protecting his public image while the business plays out. And let's be real, the money absolutely matters here. Giannis is eligible for a 4-year, $275 million extension starting October 2026. That's generational money, the kind that secures your family forever. Blowing things up publicly, burning bridges, and creating unnecessary drama can damage relationships that follow you for the rest of your career. And teams never forget how players exit a situation. Front offices watch this closely. How you leave one franchise directly affects how the next one sees you. Giannis knows that, and everything he's doing is calculated. He's playing chess while everyone else is screaming for checkers. While Kendrick Perkins was out here calling him a coward, Giannis responded in the most Giannis way possible through his teammate Bobby Portis. The road trip and Instagram posted the clip hinting at locker room tension in Milwaukee. Portis jumped straight into the comments writing, "Our locker room got tension," followed by laughing emojis. Then Giannis replied directly to Portis, writing, "BP, you think this gonna be us in a few years?" With even more laughing emojis. No statement, no press conference, no angry denial. Just teammates laughing at the noise and making it clear they're not taking the bait. Damian Lillard backed it up too, calling the Bucks a team of professionals and praising Giannis's leadership. Chris Middleton showed support online as well. Nobody inside that locker room is buying the idea that Giannis is tearing anything apart. And now the original question deserves a straight answer. Calling Giannis a coward sounds a lot like frustration from someone who isn't getting what they want. What Kendrick Perkins is really asking for is a spectacle. He wants drama, headlines, and clean debate angles without having to speculate. Giannis refusing to give that is exactly what makes this whole thing hit so hard.
I'm a lie every single time.
So every like single teams time, do, just like teams do. I want them to behave like teams do.
Oh, okay, cool.
Have them behave like teams.
All right, so you saying our league don't have? You saying our league don't have no integrity?
Not when it comes to trades.
Okay, cool.
Not when it comes to trades.
That's cool with
Zero.
That.
Ask
Great.
Luka.
I'm cool with that.
Ask Luka.
Okay.
Great. That's what really drives ratings, sparks clicks, and pushes podcasts like Road Trippin' into viral mode. Chaos sells, drama trends, and outrage travels fast. But here's the part people keep missing. Giannis Antetokounmpo doesn't owe ESPN, the media, or Kendrick Perkins a front row seat to his private career decisions. A soundbite doesn't know him, and a debate segment doesn't get to dictate how he handles his life. Richard Jefferson absolutely nailed it when he exposed the hypocrisy at the center of all this. The NBA has zero consistency when it comes to trades. Teams promise players the world, sell them visions they never plan to deliver, then make moves behind closed doors and announce them after the fact like it's nothing. That's just business, right? So why should players operate any differently? Why should Giannis stand in front of cameras and take all the heat when the Milwaukee Bucks could flip the switch tomorrow and move on without warning if it suited them? He's not hiding from anything. He's protecting himself, and there's a massive difference between those two things. February 5th is the trade deadline, and between now and then, the noise is only going to get louder. Teams like Atlanta Hawks, Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, and Golden State Warriors are all reportedly circling. The New York Knicks are still lurking, Miami could make a push, and the market for a two-time MVP in his prime is going to be wild. But here's what nobody can argue. Giannis gave Milwaukee everything for over a decade. He turned a small market franchise into champions and became one of the greatest players in NBA history wearing that jersey. If he decides it's time to move on, he has every right to handle that transition however he sees fit. Calling him a coward for keeping private business private says way more about us than it does about him. The real question isn't whether Giannis owes an explanation. The real question is why fans and media expect players to give more than they ever owed in the first place. Now drop your thoughts in the comments and tell me who you agree with. Is Perkins right that Giannis should demand a trade publicly and end the speculation? Or is Jefferson right that he owes nobody an explanation? And if this is your first time here, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what happens next. Because this Giannis situation is only heating up.